out there in slot car land. How's everybody doing this fine Saturday? Hope this finds everybody well and happy and getting what you need to get done. Though there's been a lot of inclement weather around the Midwest and everything. Some of you guys I've seen on Facebook that are subscribers are having some weather and tornadoes and all that garbage. So hang in there. The weather's just crap. Today here is kind of windy and cold today too. So our weather's been up and down as well. So today we are going to do the review on the Microscalextric car that we got in Spokane when we went on that little trip me and my son went on. And after that, we're just going to sit and do some talking. Answer a couple of questions, do another little room tour here, show you some of the things. I had some questions about how many cars are in my collection, what do I use to take my cars to events and whatnot. So we'll go over that and a couple other things. First off, I want to talk about the giveaway that we had. I still have 4 cars, the wheel and tire set, and the decal set that nobody has claimed yet. Glenn Belior, you won the BSRT wheel and tire set. Thumpin' Chevy won the Corvette decals. Ricky Bobby won the project car that we did on the channel. Randall Zook won the Junior Johnson Legends Thunderjet Ultra G car. M. Rice won the Fred Lorenzen car. And Squeaks the Cat won the Super 3 car. So if you guys want these, get in contact with me either through Facebook. You can message me on Facebook or email me at this email address and claim your guys' prizes. If they're not claimed by the time we hit 200 subscribers, we're gonna redo a contest. So once we hit 200, we're currently at 180 subscribers, so we're 20 subscribers away. So once we hit 200 subscribers, I'm going to give these away again if nobody claims them. So that's how that's going to work. So if you guys want these, give me your information and I'll get these shipped out to you guys. So let's set these aside for a second. I'm holding on to them, so if you guys want them, just email me. I'll get them out to you, I promise. Two people claimed them, and I shipped them out as soon as I got the info, so let me know. Alright, let's open this bad boy. Not sure how this is going to work. On the track, because as you can see, these don't have pickup shoes, they have braids. So I'm not sure how they're going to handle the hairpins or handle the other parts of the track. So we'll just leave that extra, an extra guide pin and the extra braids in there, and we'll put those in a safe place. So that's what the bottom looks like. Pretty cool car. Still trying to figure out what this is. It looks a lot like a Ferrari. It looks a lot like a Viper. But around that kind of genre, I love the Union Jack flag on there. That's pretty cool. Body comes off regularly, just like a regular slot car body. This is what the CAN motor, just like a Tomei Turbo, SRT Turbo would have. Pretty smooth running gear in the back. Had a few questions on Facebook. Somebody asked, how do they run side by side? Is there enough room? Because these are pretty even. Let's see, where's my... This is the widest one that I know that I have, and this is the Mega G, the Audi car. And they rub side to side But they're pretty close. Pretty close in width, so maybe slightly wider. Let's where's my, if I can get it out of my slot car box, I'll be alright. Because as you can see, the Audi nose doesn't fit inside the tech block. But as you can see, the rear's a little wide. So it is a little bit wide, but not too bad. When I posted what the episode was going to be on the group page on Facebook. If you guys want to join, don't forget about that. The Slot Car Crazy group page. We're up to 57 members. This is what the cover page looks like. It's the same photo that I use for the channel, so it's easy to find. When I posted, see if I can get to it here, what the episode was going to be about. We had a couple people come back and ask, Bill Thompson asked, would two of these fit side by side on an AFX track, which is something, that we were going to figure out. And I was thinking, well, the closest thing I know is the two Audis, and they're awfully close on the same piece of track. If you guys have those cars, they're like right next to one another. And Stefan Zylander, who is from, I believe he's from Sweden, one of my subscribers, also a friend on Facebook, he posted this pic, and looks like the Aston. Probably looks like two Aston Martins side by side, and as you can see, they're really close. So he says they don't fit touch even on the straight piece. So we might have to get another one of these and do a little test down the road of how they'll work together with two on the track at the same time. We'll have to pick up another one of these. Maybe we'll order the Aston Martin, or I think they have a 458 Ferrari and a couple others that we can get. So we'll see how that works out. So let's take this over to the track and see if this will work. As you can see, there's the braids. They look wide enough. They may go through the hairpin. So I'll put it on pause. I'll go set it up over the track, and we'll see what this is. And we're going to run all 4 lanes just to see tolerances and widths and up against the wall going up the back straightaway. So let me put it on pause, and we'll move the camera. All right. Give you guys a little different view of the track this time. We'll move the camera over into a couple of places as well where there's some tight tolerance areas and stuff. And when you run on my track, you start in yellow. So we're just going to start in yellow and run the rotation. The track is timing system is on, so we'll get some lap time. Sounds pretty good. Let's see, a brand new car. So let's give it a little oil in a couple of spots here. Alright, let's take a few laps here. That's one of my issues. That thing's really tight right there. Woo! I was a little worried about the hairpins, especially in the very inside lane. Woo! I don't know what that was. I almost hopped out of the rear there. It must have hit the wall. Seems to be a pretty smooth car. Really quiet. As you can see, it's got some oomph. Yeah, it's not going to take the hairpin. So that's more probably the body than it is the braids, because the body's hitting the body is hitting it. It's pulling itself up out of the groove a little bit. This has a, if you guys can see, it's not a straight down pin. It's kind of a angled. There we go. It's kind of an angled pin. So it's not a straight up and down round pin. This also holds the, also looks like it holds the braids in place as well. Look, we're hitting the wall over here. We'll get into the middle two lanes. We'll be able to see what kind of lap times this car will be able to do. We're getting stopped up in the hairpin here. It might not, maybe the guide pin more the issue on this car taking that hairpin lead. You might have to do some modifications. I think that's what's, because it gets really tight right there. And that's probably the width of that guide pin is stopping that from taking that corner. So far though, it's really smooth. And as you can see, it's got some oomph going up the back straightaway there. Let's move the camera over here and I'll show you guys what's happening right here at the hairpin. We'll get a close in shot of the hairpin here, and I'll show you what's going on with the car. Plus, it'll give me a chance to look at the video too and see what this thing's doing. Oh, we got it that time. Ooh, a 7.6. There we go. See, it got stuck right there. I don't know how I whipped it around there that one time, but so as you can see, it's not wanting to take that hairpin too much. So let's so we got a 7.6 in yellow. Let's move out to the red and see if it'll take that hairpin in the red. I'll leave the camera right there, and we will so it'll take a 6-inch corner, but it's not wanting to do the hairpin. And this out here could be the braids not making contact. And we're in the right, not wanting to touch the rail. Right there. So it may be just due to the fact that you guys can you can't go anything smaller with this car if you're running it on an AFX track than a 6-inch corner. Whoa! And we're out of the ballpark. Do some modifications to this. Maybe something down the road that we can do to make this car to take this hairpin. Where am I at? Uh-oh. Where'd the plastic piece come from? Uh-oh. Something fell off the hotel. I have to figure out where that goes. Plus, the guide pin on this isn't very long, as you guys saw. So, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. I got a little further that time. Uh-oh. Off the racetrack. 9.7. I like this car, though. It's smooth and fast. As you guys can see, it walks down that straightaway. Be interesting to see. I may have to set up a test track for cars like this and for other cars that aren't as that aren't set up to take like the hairpin that I have on this racetrack. I also have issues with non-magna traction, the original AFX chassis and magna traction chassis. They don't take the hairpin. Also, the super magna traction car doesn't want to take the hairpin, just because of the styles of the pickup shoes. They're not, the steps aren't long enough to continue to make contact with the rail when they go through the hairpin. So, we may have to set up a test track for cars like that, cars like this, so we can actually... I have another set of timing wires, sensors. I just have to buy another light bar, and we would just hook it up to the same computer. Just swap them out, which isn't really hard, to the interface, and we can do some testing and stuff. That might be something I might look into here. Almost got around it that time. Pretty soon. I'm also considering building an oval, a small, on a 4x4 sheet, building a small 12-inch outside, 9-inch inside banked racetrack just for fun, for some oval track racing for some of the cars that we've built and stuff. So that might be something we'll be showing on the channel. It'll be a ground-up build that may store underneath this racetrack and connect to the side of this racetrack. So that would be kind of a neat thing. All right, let's move on to the other side. Let's see here. We'll go green next, because that's where you go next. Where should we move you guys? Let's move you. Give you guys some views you guys haven't gotten to see of the racetrack. There we go. That gives you a little more of the racetrack there. Give you guys some views you may have not seen on the channel of the layout. Now we're going to have an issue up here with this hairpin. So, 7.9, it'll be interesting to see what we can get with this car. We may have to come back to this car down the road. Oh, not at that time. And then I crash over here. 10.61. It might too, just by running it in and running it in and running it in, that it'll eventually wear that guide pin enough that it'll work. Because I think if we maybe take a little bit off the back a little bit, it might take that corner a little bit. Then we could really do some stuff. We get this thing set up for this track and make it work on the hairpins and whatnot. We can do some challenges between, see how this car stacks up against some of its American counterparts. As you guys know, Scalextric is big in Europe. They're big with 32nd scale cars. I have a couple of Scalextric 32nd scale cars. This is the first time I've ever played with an HO scale. a micro car. So it might be some little bit of a hop up that we can do with this car down the road. I've had some questions from a couple of people over in Europe that are subscribers asking if I've done this review yet. Basically, this is all they can get over there in store. They can, you know, order everything else and have it shipped to them, but it's got a lot of roll for a car with a motor in it like this. Which kind of tells me that the traction magnets on this car aren't really strong. Usually with like a Tomei Turbo SRT, it's got some really strong traction magnets, and that helps slow the car down when you let off because of the magnetic force pulling on the track. It helps slow the car down getting into the corner. This thing has a lot of roll into the corner. A lot like your magnet traction cars or you know, those style of cars with lesser traction magnetic force. So we'll have to do some stuff. I didn't know how this car was going to work on this track. So we found out what we have found out. We can't get a true lap time with this car because of the issue in the hairpin. We can't get away from it no matter which way we go. No matter which way we go, it's going to have an issue whether we're on this section of track or on this section of track. So, but it seems like a really smooth car. We may have to tinker with it a little bit. See if we can't make some changes to it. Make it work on this racetrack with the layout the way it is. So, I like it. It's a smooth car. It runs really smooth. So we're definitely going to come back to this car down the road, and we can start doing some serious comparisons between this car and its American counterparts. Even though they're all made in China. But still, this, you know, with the braids and up against the steel pickups, the rigger up against pickup shoes and everything else. So, I'm sorry that this didn't kind of go. We didn't really get a true lap time with this car because of the way the car works on the layout. But we'll tinker with this car on some upcoming episodes. We're going to start going back now. I still do have some cars for review that are in the package. I won one yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it'll be here on Friday next week. So we will have a what the mailman brought in the next episode. So we got some. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4 reviews coming up with that car, and we'll definitely do those. But we're gonna start going back, and we're gonna start looking at some of the stuff that we've already done. I'm planning the next episode. I'm going to tell you right now, the next episode we're going to go back to the Mega G Plus car, and we're going to do some tinkering with it. I've got a Peugeot body for that, so we can lower the center of gravity with that car, and we're going to put on some BSRT BSRT wheel and tires on that car, and we're going to see what we can get. I'm trying to keep it to where you don't have to change the traction magnets and go big with that car. I want to see if we can try and keep it as close to stock as possible so you guys can continue to race it in the stock class. If you guys, if they let you just make the wheel and tire change and keep it as stock as possible. So I like this car. It's a cool car. It's kind of a neat thing to do to get this car. So we'll come back to this down the road, and we'll see if we can make it work on this racetrack, and make it go sit and get some real lap times going there. See what this car can really do on this racetrack.
Yellow flag.
First thoughts, it's smooth. really quick. You gotta kind of, when you're getting into the corner, you gotta let off a little earlier than you would with a Mega G or a Super G or that, because this car's got a lot of roll. As you can see, the traction magnets are really small on this car, so it doesn't have a lot of open area for contact to the racetrack. So I like it though, and as you can see, if you had two of them, they probably would be pretty close to one another. So we'll have to come out. We're definitely coming back to this car. So hope you guys like that little comparison. I like the car, so we'll come back to that and really truly get some lap times with it. Let's talk about some things. I had a couple questions, like I said earlier, about what's in my collection, where my parts and stuff are. What I look at when I'm doing these videos with you guys is this is my wall that's in front of me here at my table. Some of my 32nd scale cars across the top. The Amret car, that's the one I'm keeping in the package. The other one's down here, the one that we're going to be reviewing. The Magna Traction car that's in the package, that's one we're going to be reviewing. And then I got a couple of Mega Gs in the package. I bought those cars originally because I was going to keep one in the package and one out. And when they got here, I couldn't decide. So I just kept them both in the package. So, and then some Tyco going into the Mattel side of it here. And then an AFX Tomei, that's a Tomei Turbo in the package. Some of my tune-up kits. My Auto World Johnny Lightning cars. My General Lee, the Dodge. This car right here is not a Johnny Lightning. It's a Johnny Lightning body, but it's on a Magna Traction chassis. And my friend Stan painted that car for me a long time ago. So that car kind of stays in there. Got a couple of the Fast and the Furious cars when they were done by Johnny Lightning. Magna Traction car in the package. This car's not strapped. I've had it out and played with it a little bit. Of course, the car I bought that you guys saw, the Fowler T-Jet. The, what is that? That's a, what do they call that car? Volkswagen, Carmen Ghia. The dragster that we did the tune-up on that my son bought me, and of course the six wheel Elf. I've got one of the Tyco Pit Crew Formula One Ferrari sets up here. So you can see it's got some paint on it. That used to be right above where I had my paints, and I kept hitting it with the paintbrush. Another 32nd scale car of mine here. This is my storage area for parts and pieces and used parts and some of the old parts. Let me go get let me put this on pause. I'm gonna go get the stand here. There we go. That way I don't have to hold the phone. This is my parts and pieces area here, where I keep a lot of parts. This right here to here and right here. This is all my T-Jet stuff. This is some new unused chassis. And then got pickup shoe springs, tires, wheels, and some tire sets. Gears and the motor brushes and stuff in there. Motor plates, old motors, motor clips are in here. And then these are just some raw chassis. Got a Johnny Lightning chassis thrown in there for whatever. This right here, starting right here down, this is my G Plus parts and pieces area. Got pickup shoes and pickup shoe springs there. Rear gears, rear axle there. These are the motor brushes and some motor brush barrels, motor brush springs, some used brushes and barrels. And then down here is all the chassis that I've bought off of eBay here recently. These are all backup cars that we can do work on and get them fixed up. The Super G Plus is in here, along with the Super Magna Traction cars in here as well. Those are where I've got those. Those are for loaners or down the road use, and maybe get some bodies or something for them. This here all the way down is my Magna Traction parts. Got pickup shoe springs, some wheels and axles and stuff in that drawer. Motor plates and motors and stuff with motor clips in there. This is just assorted motor magnets. There's both T-Jet and Magna Traction and non-mag in there. And then just in the bottom some chassis with the speed shift chassis in there as well, because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. This right here is kind of all the Tomei Turbo, Super G, Mega G Plus parts. Wheels, tires, the bell ends, and the motor timing plate is in there. These are some chassis and motors for the Tomei Turbos. And then this drawer is actually all lifelike parts and pieces in that drawer. And then everything over here, this is all Tyco, whether it's HP2, HP7, 44X2. And it also extends up to here. There's some guide pins and stuff in there. And then this is just an empty drawer. This is my parts drawer that I put down here when I'm taking chassis apart, just to throw parts in so it doesn't, parts don't get away from me or anything like that. And then these last two drawers are just used tires and pieces and stuff. The bottom half, of course, this is where my T-Jets are. This is kind of a parts drawer on the package drawer. Some pickup shoes for the Super G Tomei Turbos. A Tyco Pro rear end. Tyco Pro pickup shoe set, or pickup assemblies. Got an Woo! As I'm dropping parts. HP2 skid plate with all the pickups and pickup shoe springs and stuff on it. And a Tyco HP2 rear end. There's also another oiler down here in the bottom of here that's a backup one, so when my other one runs out. This drawer right here is all of my my decals and decal parts and pieces and stuff. So I got them in there. This right here are good AFX bodies and Tomei bodies that I'm not using. That are good, they're not junk bodies, so I keep them in that drawer. This drawer is all our new tires. And as you can see, I got some more BSRT tires, wheels and tires, and then all our other tires in here, brand spanking new tires that have never been used are in here. This is kind of an information drawer, but I've also got, there's the body for the Mega G Plus that we're going to be using. And then the other Tyco, or the T-Jet body, late model body, and that body that I got when we went to the frays in here. There's a thing in here on doing braids for these cars, and just some other information stuff thrown in there. The bottom three drawers are basically junk drawers. Junk T-Jet, junk AFX and Tomei bodies are in this drawer. There's two good bodies in this drawer, but most of these are junk T-Jet bodies. There's two good ones in there. The two that I got at the fray, the Yanko Chevelle and that Cougar in there. And this last drawer is not really a junk drawer, but it's got all my Tyco bodies and stuff in it. So that's where my parts and stuff are at. Yeah, except for my tune-up kits that are over here. This is my slot car box. The majority of my collection, I'm not really big on collecting cars. There's a few, that I have that I would like to have just for collection. I don't know why I'm such a kilter here. But most of my cars are in here. The top half, it's got this side's for parts and pieces and stuff on carded parts and pieces and new parts and pieces. My controllers are on this side. The top drawer are my tools, wheel presses and screwdrivers and batteries, some parts, not a lot of parts. Get a little closer here. This is basically my Auto World drawer. I've got some Auto World Johnny Lightning cars in here. Some of the first extraction cars that they came out with when they were Johnny Lightning. And then, of course, this is one of the Ultra Gs. This is where the Super 3 Indy car is at. Next drawer down is T-Jets and Magna Traction cars. My stock T-Jets in here. My fray cars are right here. These down here are our fairgrounds cars that we run in my group. My AFX truck is right here. A couple of Magna Traction cars. My non-mag car and my Magna Traction specialty chassis, where'd my tires go? That's interesting. Somebody horked my tires. I gotta talk to my son. Next drawer down is kind of a mix of Tomei and Aurora. This is my Magna Traction racing car. Is right here. There's some cars that go in these slots that are out on the racetrack on pit road. My G Plus cars, my Formula One and my full body. The Mega G Indy car, the Mega G Plus car, and my other Mega Gs, and then my Super Gs are in here as well. And then the bottom box is all my Tyco and my Lifelike cars are down here. So this has been my box for probably, well, most of the time that I've gotten back into it is what this is. And it's just a Plano fishing tackle box that I use for my racing endeavors and whatnot. So I don't have a lot of cars in my collection that are basically collection cars. Most of this up here is basically my collection that I don't run, but if I ever need them, I wouldn't hesitate to bust them out and race them. So I don't really have anything that that I hold so special that I'll keep in the package, other than maybe that AMREC car. So that's my collection. It has grown quite a bit. I've got quite a few chassis and stuff that I've bought here recently. Still looking for stuff for you guys to do reviews for. I am going to tell you what. I'm not going to tell you what that car is that's coming. We'll see that in the next episode. So this episode's running kind of long. So hope you guys have a great time. Thank you for all the views. Thank you for all the subscribers. We've just at the start of this year, we're at like I said earlier, we're at 180 subscribers now. Still climbing. Thank you for everybody for subscribing. Thank you for all of the comments. That's what keeps me going. The comments is what keeps me focused and keeps me doing this. So thank you, everybody. And next episode we'll break out the Mega G Plus again, and Elijah's going to help me with it, and we're going to see if we can't get that car faster. I'll go back and review all the info that we did when we did the review, and get the lap times written down and whatnot, and we'll see what we can do, see if we can make that car faster and handle better. So hope you guys have a great 2 weeks. I love you guys. Keep racing slot cars. Keep watching. Keep hitting that like button. Keep subscribing. And we will see you in 2 weeks.